Hey everybody, welcome back. My name's Troy. Welcome to Troy's Garage. This is my garage, or however I say that. Today we're getting back on, there's a bee in here. Get out of here. You don't want any of this. Today we're getting back on Midnight Maroon. Neighbor Joe and I have been kind of talking and brainstorming, and with that bent rod that I had back in the day, really the only way that that happens is if the cylinder hits a valve when it shouldn't. So Joe's concerned that maybe when the engine was built, it wasn't properly sized, spec'd, whatever, and caused a problem. So because I still have black smoke pouring out of that right hand, driver's side, we'll just call it the driver's side, I don't know. Everybody calls it something different. But it's pouring out of that driver's side pipe, and pretty heavily. A little bit of backfiring, that sort of thing. So we're going to take a couple steps backwards yet again, just to confirm the health of the valves, the valve seats, the cylinders themselves, the cylinder heads, I should say, not the heads. Well, yes, also the heads. But the top of the piston is what I'm talking about. Sorry, I'm battling a cold, so my voice is a little bit radio. Anyway, we're going to pull the spark plugs. We're going to do compression testing. We're going to do it on all 8 cylinders. This is essentially a brand new motor. It's a rebuild, but it should have consistent compression all the way around. It's got new piston rings, new pistons, reworked heads, etc. You know the drill. While we have it open, I'm going to put my bore scope down inside as well. And we're going to look at the top of the cylinders, specifically on that driver's side, and look for any indication that there was contact between the piston and one of the valves. Joe is thinking that it's probably an exhaust valve. Got tapped just enough to bend it, and now it's no longer seating properly. That could explain a lot of things. So I don't want that to be the case, but I'm also hoping that we can find some sort of a smoking gun that's causing this problem. And I need to confirm that before I go any farther, cause any damage, that sort of thing. So neighbor Joe's going to be over here in about 20 minutes. That'll give me time to get the truck uncovered, get the spark plugs out, and be ready for him when he gets here. I have him for a very limited time today. He has to work tonight. He's working a part-time job because, thanks, oh Biden, for all your inflammation. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get busy. Such a good looking engine bay. I'm not sure how much of this we'll be able to film because I only have Joe for a limited time. I'm probably just going to set the camera down, do a little time-lapse thing, and then we'll give you a synopsis at the end of what these things look like. First, I got to get that battery on a charger. I guarantee you that thing's low. Let's get that on a charger. But I don't know if you've noticed this. This would have posted a video on my channel last week, maybe. Not sure the timing of how these things are all going to fly, but this is Kermit Ford. It's a 72 bump side Ford F100 Sport Custom. So be sure and subscribe, follow along, so that you can see what we're doing with this one. This belongs to a buddy of mine, Rig, out of St. George, Utah. And his channel is Rig's Rigs. I'll leave a link down below. Go over, give him a follow, like, all those things. Watch some of his videos, give him some love. That would be awesome from the Troy's Garage crew. Appreciate that. Let's get busy. Real quick though, here's a teaser of where we're at currently. Got one valve cover on. This is Kermit Ford.
Incoming broadcast. It says, come to me.
Let me go see what my wife wants.
Sure, go ahead.
Not sure what that was about.
No, fine. Go do what you gotta do, man. Family first.
That's for sure. bad putting you to work and I'm just standing around. Geez, you might need a bigger band-aid than I've got.
That's all right, dude.
Perfect. Alright.
What is it? My skips on.
Yikes.
That's a head bolt.
Not sure if you'll see this, but looking at the plugs, this one that we're concerned about is right here. And it's pretty sooty. The rest of them look pretty good. Hard to tell on camera, I'm sure, but cylinder 5 is the one we're focused on. We think is the culprit. Oh, it's right here, John. Ready to roll. This should be the right fitting and everything. Cool. That all over you. The compression tester we're using, I got that on Amazon. I'll leave a link down below to that. We're just gonna check, test all 8 cylinders and keep score. And we'll give you the final results and be able to tell what's going on. We've already tested number 5. It's got 124 pounds. That is not a small difference for a new engine. Okay, 120.
120.
We jumped to 120. All right. We may have our smoking gun on number 6. 123. That's fairly consistent. Yeah. Where'd they do
I
it?
don't want to gross your people up.
Oh, they'll love it. I already showed them the Band-Aid up close.
Did you?
I did. I was like, we already have a whoops.
120.
120. We'll call it. 10-ish.
Hey, let them see what we're seeing. Okay, so this is sooty, right? And it's got a clean around the edge.
Yeah, it's super sooty
And then
compared to the others.
this one,
It's right at the top.
and
It looks pretty darn clean.
it's pretty clean.
A little bit of soot around the
A
edge.
little bit around.
That shiny part right there.
That right there is what
makes me
spooks me.
nervous. And that's number 2, yeah, shiny right there.
Yep.
Like it's been dinged by something. And that's number 2, which is our lowest compression of all of them. We're worried about 2 and 6 for obvious reasons.
That one looks normal. There's nothing wrong with this one. That's just the way it just does when.
Yep.
And this is the one, remember, that had the carburetor, the bath.
Right. It's taking a swim in fuel every time we turn the key. It's in there. It's just right at the top. You're hitting the top
I had
of the
the cylinder.
piston.
All right. So she's fine.
All
That's
of
just,
them have that little thing right
well,
there. in
that,
the
I think
middle.
that's from
Like that's
where
normal.
that might have been camera where I hit the camera against it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Could have very well been.
Took some of the soot.
But you see the soot on that?
Uh-huh. That one's very
And then when we
sooty.
come over here,
This is
first
number
one. This is the
4.
one I suspected. And she's clean as a newborn baby. It's like she's never been fired.
Here, angle it. There we go.
She's like,
Just got to get the sunlight out of it.
it's like
Yeah,
it's,
that's brand new.
looks like it's never been fired.
never been fired once.
And then this is the other one that,
And if it's not firing, it would be washing clean with gas
right.
vapors and whatnot.
And so anyways,
I don't know
and
if
this is
that's-
the other one that we're suspecting. This is 6. If I can get it in.
There it goes. Oop, and rip. There we go.
Okay. Again, that's pretty clean.
Pretty clean.
Kind of worried about a couple.
Like right over here.
Yeah.
Super shiny.
It's almost like, I don't know. But anyways, we definitely
Suspect for sure.
have low compression in both those cylinders.
Well, I honestly can't remember how much of that I recorded. the conversation. We've got basically 2 dead cylinders, 1 on each side. I can actually hear the comments. There's going to be the guy that said, there's something seriously wrong with that motor. He was probably right. So our best guess is that on the first turn of the motor, the valves weren't adjusted correctly on those 2 cylinders, and it kissed the top of those pistons and tweaked something. On the one side, it bent a rod. We've saw that in a previous video. And on this side, maybe all it did was tweaked the rocker arm or pulled the stud out, something. But the determination is I got to pull the valve covers and take basically all the lifters off. I need to make sure that all my studs are on the same plane on both sides. Check the push rods on both sides. I'm going to check them all, not just the 2 dead cylinders. Actually, I'll probably check the 2 dead cylinders first. Let's make this easy on myself. I don't know. But that's the bottom line, right? We've got to step back, get inside there and see physically why we're not building the compression that we should be for a brand new long block. That's the bottom line. We're coming into winter. It's already November. This video probably won't post for 2 weeks or so. I don't know how far I'll get on this, but I don't have time to focus on this right now because I have to get this ready to roll down the road. This is a buddy of mine from St. George, Utah, and he's coming up to help me do the interior of this. So check the channel. If you're new to the channel, first, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Subscribe and ring the little bell notification thing because we have a lot of cool stuff in the works. I want to get that thing going. I know that you guys are all dying. All you OGs are dying to see this thing on the road. And believe me, I want to drive this thing so bad. But I've got to do what I got to do. Alright, it's several days later. I've had a chance to both ponder on the scenario here for Midnight Maroon as well as talking to Joe more about it. I also texted my brother. He's a wealth of knowledge. He's been turning wrenches for 20 plus years. He has a lot of experience. So basically what my brother determined was before you tear into anything, basically get more information. What he suggested doing was taking a little bit of oil, like an ounce of oil, and putting it in each of those 2 cylinders that are lower compression than the others, and run the compression test one more time. It's not intrusive to do that. We don't have to take anything apart to do it. So, but what he says that will do is if it doesn't change anything at all, it's probably a valve situation. If compression improves, then it's the rings. And of course it's pickup time at the elementary school, so sorry about the background noise. But I'm gonna grab some just some cheap oil. We're gonna put some down inside here. These 2 cylinders that are bad, or testing bad, I should say. Don't know anything at this point. But let me show you how I'm gonna track this as well. So the 2 that are down are cylinder 2 and cylinder 6. I'm just slash and then I'll put the new number next to it and give you guys an update on where that stands. So let me quickly get to that point. I'm only going to do it on those 2 cylinders for now, and then we'll talk about the results. I'm going to put 2 capfuls in each of the 2 cylinders. And then we'll go from there for the testing. Not sure exactly how much an ounce is. I'm no chef by any means, as it were. Is it a fluid ounce? Is it a liquid ounce? Is it a... I have no idea. So 2 capfuls, that's what I'm using. Let that run down inside there real quick. I'm gonna have a funnel problem on the other side. I can see that already, because that's where my windshield washer fluid tank is mounted. So that'll be fun. Alright, hook up my compression gauge here. Okay, let's make sure you guys can see that. In fact, let's zoom in a little. We're gonna see if this does any magic or not. So On cylinder number 2, I had 98 PSI. So let's see what this does now. Yep, 125, but it's dropping slowly. That could be how I got this connected or whatever. It's holding at about 115. Let's run that one more time. Yep, 125, and it's holding. I tightened. It was probably leaking out of the O-ring on the actual sensor itself. So 125. Well, that tells me it's rings. It's more information, but it's not the information I wanted. Alright, let me switch over to the other one. We'll test the other one as well. Alright, it may not be super easy to see, but that orange thing right down in there is the funnel. I've got it wedged in place. It's in cylinder number 6. I'm thinking that if I dump it in there, it's at enough of a slope it'll actually go in. So here's hoping. I'm going to try it and see. Oh yeah, it's doing a thing. Gravity. Science. Alright, one more cap full. So we're testing same and same. This is actually a little more than I used in the other one, because those caps were both really full. There's that. Alright, got the funnel out of there. Let's get the compression tester in. Alright, that's good and tight. Connect the meter, the gauge. Okay. See if I can put that somewhere where you can see it. Check the camera, make sure its flux capacitors are fluxing and such. There we go. That might stay there, it might not. But here goes nothing, fire in the hole. Wow, new record. That is like 130? 135. Moses sandals, that's a lot of compression. Alright, so what I used the first time is just this 4-cycle 10W30. I got that with my snowblower when I bought it. They were like, hey, you're going to need some oil. They sent me home with that, charged me, I don't even know, probably 20 bucks for that. I got home and it already had oil in it. So I don't know why. Anyway, whatever. That's a whole nother story. Here's what I'm prepared to do. This is going to be a little bit of an expensive fix, but at this point I'm trying to save my engine. So I'm going to use AIM Extreme Duty Lubricant. I'm going to put 2 capfuls, which is what I used of that, in every single cylinder. At this point, we're going all the way. I'm going to let that soak for 24 hours, and then we're going to reconvene, and I'll probably run the compression test again. So I'm going to redo my chart and add with AIM to it, and we'll do that. Probably in green, because green. That's what we're gonna do. Let me get that done, and the next thing you'll see is another test with the AIM in each one. Oh my gosh, come on, man. Can't we just drive? Can't I just drive it? Is that too much to ask? Alright, it's 24 hours later. I am scrambling to stay ahead of the daylight. Show you what we're doing. Alright, I got all the plugs out. I've got my little scorecard here. We're going to do, in green, 24 hours of soak time with the AIM penetrating lubricant. I'm hoping this will free up those rings, assuming that that's what I've got going on. My brother's got great experience with this stuff. He's seen a lot, and that was his gut feeling on after watching videos and then me describing where we're at today. So I'm going to grab my compression tester real fast. I'm just going to buzz through these real fast off camera, and we'll show you the scorecard here in 2 seconds. That was a lot faster, not having to worry about a camera angles and all that stuff. being a YouTuber takes time, so be sure and click like, subscribe. I hope you do that. I hope I've earned that. Anyway, that's a little thank you that you can give back to me. That'd be fantastic. So here's the results, right? We soaked for 24 hours with the AIM penetrating lubricant, 110 to 140. The one that was testing bad, 98, is now up to 132. That one is still our lowest of all of them, but it's at least up in an acceptable range. But I've got several in the 150s, so. But cylinder 3, 120 up to 140, 110 to 150, up here to number 5 is at 150. This is the other one that was super low. It was down at 100 at the beginning, up to 135 with just regular oil. We're up to 150 after soaking it with the AIM. This stuff, I'm telling you, right? I'm telling you, this stuff is absolutely amazing. It'll remove rusty stuff. It turns rusty pliers that we found out in the desert. I'd been out there for who knows how long. Makes them work again. This stuff is worth every penny. Check that link down below and get yourself some. You will not regret it. From 120 to 150, 123 to 145. Obviously, there's still some fluid down in there. Before I ran the test, I cycled the engine for about 4 seconds to kind of eject as much of that oil that's in those cylinders as I could. So I did that, and then I just started on number 1 and went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this is the results. I am completely out of time. It's date night with the wife. She takes priority over my truck. So I gotta go do that. Well, I get to go do that. This I have to do, but I don't have to do it tonight. So anyway, this is going on ice again for a minute. Those results speak for themselves. I don't know if I have time to do the next round of this video before I have to edit and get this thing up. I want to get this out for you as quick as I can. The next video, in fact, I'm calling it, right? I've got to get this edited, and I have to have time for that too. So here we go. The next video. Oh wait, I said I was going to drop the oil in this thing and look for shavings. I did not do that. That's an easy enough thing to do. This oil still has the zinc in it. I'm supposed to run for like 1,000 miles, but another zinc additive. What is that? 40 bucks? I don't even know. Came with the engine. Anyway, I'll probably do that, but I'll post that at the beginning of the next video anyway. I appreciate you guys following along. You guys keep me moving forward, keep me inspired. Winter's coming up. I don't like it. You know, it's barely 5 o'clock and it's already starting to get dark. I can't stand it. But in my garage, I've got a 72 dent side. No. That's the bump side. It's a bump side Ford. That has the 302 with an automatic. This is also on the channel, so if you're new here, you're just seeing this for the first time, follow along. You're going to see videos on that. I do videos on all my stuff when I need to. Anyway, this is Midnight Maroon. We got to get this puppy running before winter so that I can move it around and get it in and out of the way, pull it into the garage if I want to work on it. It is super handy having a place to put that. I'm really glad I opened up my garage and made room for, that's a long bed in my 2-car garage. It's tight. The garage door closes right next to the bumper. Anyway, you didn't come here for a lecture. Like, share, follow, do all those things. I really appreciate that. It helps me more than you know. Again, check those links down below. Amazon affiliate. Clicking on those links and making any purchase helps my channel more than you think it does. I get a tiny little kickback from each of those purchases, and it helps me buy parts, it helps me buy tools, those kind of things. I put all of that money, all of it, right back into the channel. So don't feel like your time and your money is wasted. There's a super thanks down there at the bottom as well. If you click on that, you can just donate directly, and all, like I said, all that money goes right back into all of these projects. So really do appreciate it. Thank you very much ahead of time. This is Troy, Troy's Garage, Midnight Maroon, Kermit D Ford is what I'm calling it. I'm not sure what Rig is going to call it, but I keep calling it that, and maybe it'll stick. Got tires to put on that. This thing's about to run for the first time since doing kind of an engine bay overhaul. Carb tuning, carb cleaning, that sort of thing. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I don't know when I'll get to that. I'll be editing this video. Anyway, check back. Appreciate it. See you guys in the next video.